What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this, guys. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a great day. Cheers. I'm drinking some water. Giving my body a little couple days cleanser from all those teas that I drink. Flip's in the house. He said he made it finally. What's going on, brother? Rodney, Sin, what's going on, bro? Gina. And Sin's already coming in with, what do you think about call? We're going to bring that up here. We'll definitely talk about call here in a second. Real quick, before we even start off, guys, make sure you guys slap that like. I have come to realize that YouTube, I think, is shadow banning me. And I know you always hear that from all the YouTubers, but I'm pretty positive because I had somebody that's subscribed. I went live and I was like, let me know if you get the alert. You know, they have the bell. No alert. Nothing. They had to actually go search for the video. Are you guys getting alerts whenever I go live, or are you guys just searching for the video knowing that I come on around this time? I know I put a message out for the Discord, but I'm thinking that they're shadow banning me, and it's because we played that freaking Trump rally theme the other day. Is what I'm thinking, right? And I always tell you guys, I'm not political whatsoever, but it was just a Bitcoin conference. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Because they also hit me with some copyright as well. So, but no strikes, just copyrights. Just gotta, fork up the money. So it's all good. Flip said alerts are sporadic. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and it's not just myself. Okay. Flip said crushing those IPAs, bro. I love those Indian Pale Ales. Love them. BP's in the house. Owen. All right, guys. Well, let's just jump right into this. So welcome. Happy Tuesday, guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know the markets have been up and down. We talked about this yesterday, and I basically ended the stream yesterday telling you guys that I still technically think that there's going to be a little bit more pain in the market, right? And that was how we ended off yesterday. And that's what we pretty much have seen, as of today, right? I don't think that we're calling for any kind of a market crash, but how the markets are looking, how it just seems is I think we're still due for a bigger, larger correction that we've seen in recent, right? But I could be completely wrong. It's just the way that the markets are looking. We're going to cover a couple of things. I did post some stuff in the Discord on why the markets are actually not doing well, and we'll talk about that here. So let's get right into it, guys. Make sure you guys slap that like, and let's get into it. Gina says alerts have been like that for a while now. So it's not the Trump thing. All right. I was just speculating. So right now, Bitcoin looking like she wants to come right back up, but I'm not really sold on anything. 66,300. We did come down to this 65,300. And like I said, all freaking day today, we have been kind of fluctuating. But if you can see, as we zoom out a little bit, you can see the trend. And I'm just going to do a small trend for the last, day and a half, 2 days, has been towards the downside, right? It kind of is doing these fake outs where we drop down, we'll come down to some of these lows, and then we come right back and you think, oh, hell yeah, we're moving back up. It was just a quick fake out. And then boom, we come down and make a lower low. Same thing. We look like we're breaking out. Hell yeah, we come up $1,000, $2,000, and boom, does the same thing. And that's exactly what we've been seeing. But if you notice, like I said, for the last couple days, and I'm believing this is when it started around, probably since we topped up at around 70,000. That was actually yesterday. It felt like it was a few days ago, but it's really only been for the last 2 days. You can see that it's been the trend that we've been heading towards the downside, right? So do I think that we're going to see some kind of a major crash? Not at all. Not there. I don't think that we have one in front of us, but it is not crazy for Bitcoin to retrace 20% sometimes in the bull run. I don't want to say more and scare people, but we've seen massive drops during a bull run, right? That has scared the living bejeebus out of everybody. And then a month down the road, we go and make all-time highs, right? So this is what I'm telling you guys. The way the markets are looking, the way they're feeling, is that we might actually have some lows coming in. And I mean like maybe breaking back down to 59, sub 59,000, possibly, right? This is all speculation. I'm just going by what the markets look like they're telling me, and that's what it looks like. I know we were just coming off of a $70,000 high yesterday. Really, we didn't even tap 70. It was like 69,000. and some change, right? It was, oh, well, TradingView is saying 70. Some different exchanges are saying 69,980, like right there, bro. I guess we'll give it to 70 grand. But that was a rejection right there, people. We made it up to 70, got rejected, and we came right back down. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see somewhat of some lows coming in that might actually just flush out the markets. And possibly that could be one of our last times that we do bottom out and then Bitcoin starts rallying. Let's just hope. Flip with the $20 super chat, bro. I really do appreciate that, man. No questions for me. Just, my boy said, I appreciate your talent. Hey, Flip, I appreciate your support. It's mutual, dude. I really do. Thank you so much for the $20 and all the support that you and everybody provides on the channel. I really do. And you already know, dude. Let me know if there's anything that you want to check out when we're pulling up the charts for DeFi and stuff like that. We'll definitely pull that up. So, but thank you again for the $20, dude. I really do appreciate that, man. I really do. But getting back to what I'm saying, guys, is this kind of lines up with what I've been kind of planning out, right? I've been looking at a few projects that I really want to jump in on, but I haven't jumped in yet. And this is my God honest truth. I've been waiting, sitting there with dry powder, waiting for the perfect time to strike. I usually tend to read the markets correctly, but usually jump too fast, right? Where either I sell too early or I jump in too early, and then I, cause myself to, I'm trying to catch the bottom, and we just keep dropping and dropping, even though I hold, and eventually I make money off of those moves. But if I can just patiently wait and kind of plan for the perfect time, and same for you guys, if I'm giving you the heads up that if we do see these drops, be prepared. Be prepared, because I don't think this is a long-term thing. You guys do know long-term, and I say long-term as in like 2 months, 6 months, 2025, whatever the case comes, I still do believe that Bitcoin is going to make all-time highs. All coins going to be coming. DeFi season is going to be coming. It's all, I still think, is all lined up to be coming, right? I just think that in the mix of now until then, we're going to see some more pain in the market. We could, go up to 75K in the next few weeks. Doesn't rule out that we're going to see more pain down the road, right? Because like I told you guys, it's inevitable for Bitcoin to make these big dramatic moves during bull markets where it's at highs and it drops 25%, sits there for a little while, people get scared or they get restless, they jump out, and boom, Bitcoin goes and makes new all-time highs. It is how the markets work. If this was so easy, then we'd all be freaking, living in Dubai, right? So, with that being said, Bitcoin, like I said, sitting around 66,200. A big spot that we are starting to hit our head on that we did break. It was technically some support, was this 66,400. You can see we did bounce off of it a few times, and it looked like we were going to find that as some support, and then we broke down, right? And now, as of late, and this is in the last few hours, we have been hitting our head at this 66,400 when we do start to come up. So that usually is signs that unless something crazy happens and we start pumping, just like a gigapump, if the markets continue to stay in this trend, we're probably going to see some more downward movement. Again, though, I don't want you guys to feel like I'm being bearish or the bearer of bad news. I'm saying I think this is going to be short term. So looking at Solana, you look at Bitcoin and you see Bitcoin looks like I guess we got to zoom out. Bitcoin is coming off this big run. Obviously we all remember, 2 weeks ago we were down to what, like 53,000. I didn't even realize we dropped down to that low, but we dropped down to 53,000. Solana did drop down to 120, and it's kind of looking like the same as far as Bitcoin. But for whatever reason, Solana just feels like it's been, for the last few days, it's been holding up a little bit stronger than Bitcoin. Today, it was down a little bit more, but if you remember, as of like yesterday or the day before, Bitcoin was slightly down, Solana was up. We're just coming off of a local high on Solana of $194. We almost came up and started retesting that 210 mark, right? So, Solana's looking strong. She is technically down in the last few days, down about 5 to 7%, and obviously we can see it. So, but like I said, guys, nothing to be too worried about. I tell you guys this so you guys can be prepared, right? Be prepared, however that may seem, or however you may be able to do that. But you want to make sure that if we do, for whatever reason, see any more pain, or if we see more pain, aka a drop, you guys can take advantage of it, because long term, we're going to the moon, baby. We're going to the freaking moon. All right. Let me see here. Just checking. Flip said, respect, bro. I appreciate you again, Flip. I really do, man. Larry said, NFK past the moon into Uranus. There we go. There we go. I want to hear that NFK, NFK hopium, right? Flip said, Bitcoin to 63,000, then blast. I can respect that. Billy is in a great position. Myro too. 63,000, then we blast off. Gina said, what do you think Ordney can go up to in the coming bull run? Old said, hey, everyone. Let's see here. Hey, Old. Red Rum said, Milady doesn't look good. The volume has been terrible. Cowie said, you're right, Red Rum. Cowie, don't feed into Red Rum, because Red Rum comes in here only when Milady is down. And I always got to get his ass back up because he's always in here with his bearish stuff. But you know what? Today, you know what, Red Rum? I can't even deny you, bro. I can't even deny you. I understand. Let's pull it all up. We'll pull it all up here in a second. I got everyone's questions. So a couple things I wanted to elaborate on. The Fear and Greed Index. I told you guys we're going to be really focusing on this. You guys remember the last few days were up around 63, I think. Now you can see in the last day we have trickled down back to about 61. When we get below 60, we're going to be back into that neutral stage, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because in the last few days, a lot of that confidence and that bullish that was starting to build up is starting to wean down a little bit. And obviously you can see it in the market, right? Why is this happening? Why are we all of a sudden, it's like what next is going on that's causing the bearishness in the market, right? I feel like every 2 weeks it's like we're doing this. We start pumping and then we find out something's going on with one of the governments. And that's exactly what we're getting into, guys. So stick with us. We're going to be getting into something big that I brought into the Discord that we're going to talk about here. So first things first, Flip was saying Billy was in a great position. Let's pull that up for you, Flip. Let's see what Billy's at. So looking at Billy, I know a lot of you guys have been watching. So looking at Billy, market cap still looks great. Liquidity looks good. You can see, obviously, she did break below a lot of strong spots that we really wanted to see to hold. She is right now trying to find that support around the 0.5. So Flip is saying this is possibly a good time to jump in on Billy if you guys are interested. I would agree to a certain degree, right? I would agree to a certain degree. This is where I see it. I see this project has done really well since it's jumped out, right? The last month and a week, it has been doing great. It's been pumping. It stayed in the top trending for like the 4 weeks straight. That's something that is pretty difficult to do in Solana because every day there's hundreds and hundreds of projects that are dropping, right? As of late, Billy did drop out of the top trending, right? And you can see that it has formed some kind of a downward trend for now. It hasn't crashed, but what I would say, if I was to say, oh, okay, I'm interested in jumping in on this project, but I'm waiting for the perfect time, I would actually one-up you, Flip, and say the 618 or below is probably the better time if you can have patience. Why? Because you can see that she has bounced off the 618 multiple times. She has bounced off the 0.5 as well, but we're getting some strong sell pressure coming from the project. Obviously, hence the downward swing. I would imagine if this 0.5 does break again, you're not going to see her just stop right here in the middle. You're most likely going to see her come back down towards the 618, which is around that higher 8 cents, 8, maybe 9 cent mark. Somewhere around there would be the 618. So if you are interested or if you're looking to dollar cost average in, have patience. I think you might be seeing an 8 to 9 cent Billy coming up, and that probably would be a good time to possibly dollar cost average in, and hope for a nice bounce on the project. Project still looks strong, but like I said, it's moved out of that top trending. So you might have where you got those beginner gains, right? Solana always gets those beginner gains for those projects. People jump in, they ride the wave for a little while. A lot of people make their money, and then they move on to another project, right? That might be what we're seeing here. I'm not saying for sure, but that could be what we're seeing. So that's why I tell you guys, be cautious. Maybe wait for some better positions in regards to some lower numbers. 618 to me looks juicy as far as if I was going to jump in on Billy. So, and then Gino was also asking, what do you think ordinals can get up to in the next coming up in the bull run? That's a good question, Gino. So, sky's the limit. I really do think for ordinals. I really do think sky's the limit for ordinals, just because, the market cap is still relatively low, compared to what I think is going to happen. Let me zoom out a little bit here. The market cap's relatively low from what I'm anticipating is going to happen for ordinals. Hold on here. Jump on the 4 hour. You can see ordinals technically, we're looking at the whole chart here. So this is when it topped out the all-time high. You can see a downward move in this downward channel that we're having for ordinals. So you better believe I've been watching the hell out of this and waiting to strike. Anywhere below this 786, somewhere around the 786 or below is my buy zone, right? And we can actually, should I put a buy zone in there? We'll wait. But anything below the 786 is what I'm looking for 25 or below. But that's not the question you're asking, Gina. Gina's asking, where do I see ordinals in the bull run? Like I said, it could be anywhere. I do think that if Bitcoin does get to like 150 as far as per Bitcoin, 150,000, you could see ordinals probably running up to $400, right? So with that being said, you could be looking at a potential 5 to 10x easy on this project. And I am swinging kind of low. I'm always going to give you those conservative predictions. So remember, market cap's low. Circulation is so low. It's got the same circulating supply as Bitcoin. And that's not a coincidence. 21 million in circulation, 21 million in max supply. So, we've already gone over it. We're not going to do it again, but that's big reasons why I'm very bullish on ordinals long term. And I do believe, and you should as well, if you think that Bitcoin's going to do really well, ordinals should be definitely something that you're checking out and looking for. But I would have patience, guys. Have patience on it. Jasmy said, what up? Thoughts on the FOMC meeting this week? We're pulling that right up here, Jasmy. Real quick. Flip, my boy Flip said, can you look at Samo? Let's pull that up here. Flip, is this a project you're talking about? Samo on Solana? What the hell? This looks like a very odd looking project. Looks really odd. 0.9 is locked in liquidity. I mean, the project's been out for, this is an OG, it's been out for like 2 years almost. What particularly has you run into this project? Yeah, see? In 2021. Oh, I feel like I've seen this project before. I feel like I have. This is like an OG meme coin on Solana. You think this is going to get a nice little boost? OG. I mean, other than it being an OG, I mean, the market cap is still solid. Liquidity doesn't look bad at all. So, I mean, if you're drawn into this, it doesn't look terrible. I will say, trend, my friend, is making lower highs. Right? Making lower highs as it goes. So I would say if you are interested in this flip, if you're interested, I would keep an eye on below 786. So it'd be below this 83 mark right here. Would be a decent spot to possibly jump in. But remember, this is an OG, so I'm not saying that it won't, come back to life. But, there's just so much going on in Solana that for them to bring people in here, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Flip said China loves it. Oh, well, then there you go, bro. I forgot you. My boy, he does invest in the China market. I forget about that, bro. Well, maybe it'd be maybe you could look to get like a small bag of it, right? But like I said, focus on the 786. So anything below the 82, right? Anything below that 82 mark, you should be good as far as dollar cost averaging in my opinion. Let's pull up ladies real quick, because I know Red Rum was coming out already with this bearish stuff, saying Milady is over with. I'm just kidding. He said, what? It's the truth. All right. So, Milady's, guys. What is going on with our beloved Milady right now? Let's pull up the market cap, because I know she's getting down there. 84 million. Not too bad. I was expecting a little bit lower. Not too bad. So, I mean, I will say, bro, Milady seems like it's lost a little bit of its oomph in the last few months, right? I feel like less people are really I feel like a lot of people there's just less people really talking about Milady, right? Doesn't mean that it's over with or for anything to be worried about particularly, but we need to see some hype getting driven back up into Milady, and that's the reason why you can see that she broke below this 200-day moving average, and she really has not broke back above, right? We broke below the 200-day moving average, and we've been hanging below it. And I always tell you guys, when we're below a 200-day moving average, and not the SMA, but the actual 200-day moving average, that's bearish. It's bearish, right? So I'm going to agree with you 100%. It doesn't look like the best right now for Milady, but if you believe long term, bro, I think that you're just getting opportunities, if you haven't already, to just be taking advantage of the price action that you're in right now, and and just hope. Well, we don't use hope in here, but just plan accordingly, right? I still think that Milady is going to do really well in this bull run, and I've been telling you guys this, and I'm not just telling you because I don't benefit. It doesn't matter what I do, right? This project, if I buy or sell, it's not going to move this project whatsoever. But I told you guys that I have been keeping an eye on Milady as well, because I don't really hold like a meme coin that's other than like NFK, right? I don't hold like a bigger meme coin, so I do want to add this to my portfolio when the price is right. I am kicking myself, and I told you guys this already. When Milady dropped down to the 82, that right there, in my opinion, was a beautiful time to just be, really honestly buying a big chunk in my position, as far as that, to get my bag back, and I didn't do it. So now I'm just keeping an eye out, and I'm waiting. Buy zone is at this 10 mark right here, this 10.5, which we are not far from, right? We're not far from. I think just one more little move towards the downside for the market, and we're going to get towards this area right here, and that's when I'm going to start picking up a bag. I'm like literally a click away from getting my bag back from for Milady. So short term, obviously bearish, bro. It's going to be all right. Long term, I still do believe that Milady is going to shatter faces. I really do believe it, and I hope you do too, Red Rum. Be safe, man, on that, and just keep your heads up. Keep your heads up. We're going to be fine. We're going to be good. Let's jump in. Let's look at the bubbles real quick before we even look at any kind of articles. You guys can see that obviously the market right now is technically, it's in the red. There's no way to sugarcoat it, right? It's in the red. We got a bunch of red bubbles other than XRP, which has been up all day today. MOG is actually up. We have a Book of Meme, which has been up recently. I forgot to pull this up yesterday when I saw that Book of Meme was up. This isn't my Book of Meme chart. Is it this one? Nope. It's been so long since I've looked at Book of Meme. This one? Nope. I don't know. I swear I had a chart of Book of Meme. The redo it. What is Book of Memes market cap looking like nowadays? Still $700 million. Freaking crazy. $700 million. That's absolutely insane. So you can see that Book of Meme has found support at the bottom of this fib. And since it has, been on a nice little steady move towards the upside, slowly but surely getting above the 786 as of now. So it doesn't look bad at all. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this project whatsoever, but it's got a decent market cap, and I know it has a decent community behind it for whatever reason. So not looking terrible. What else? Caspa's up, but if you notice anything that's up today, other than maybe Book of Meme, they're barely up. The market is down today. You can see for the hour, we look at the hourly, things have moved up, and I think that's what we're going to see until tomorrow. Someone who was just already asking me what do I think about tomorrow, the FOMC meeting that we have, right? We've been talking about this for the last 2 weeks. Tomorrow is the big day for the FOMC meeting, which we already know what's going to happen, right? We already know that Jerome Powell is going to come out and they're pausing. They're not going to do any kind of a Fed ease reduction on interest rates, right? We all know this. But tomorrow is where you're going to, like I tell you guys all the time, focus on what he says. Is he coming out? Is he being dovish? Meaning, is he hinting at that Fed ease that we're going to see in September, or is he coming out and he's being like he was on the last meeting, just knocking down any kind of talk on any kind of reduction and basically just being hawkish? Like, we don't know. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Nope. We need more data. We're not there yet. Kind of thing. Then you're going to see the markets kind of not looking pretty for tomorrow, right? So that's going to be something that we're going to be looking for. Obviously, you guys know that I still think that in September, we are going to see some kind of a Fed ease, and it seems to be the collective across the whole market. You can see 86% are thinking that we're going to see some kind of a 0.5 to 0.25% reduction. I do believe that it's going to be 0.25%. I'm almost certain if they do it, it's going to be 0.25%. We have now, it was 10% yesterday. Now we have almost 13% of the market thinking that we're going to see some kind of a large reduction of a 0.5 to 0.75%, which is a very big move as far as with interest rates. I do not see them doing that on the first run. If they were to do something like that in September, that would cause a very big move in the markets. It really would. It would cause a big move in the markets, and I don't think they want to do that necessarily. So I think they're going to do small increments. They're going to probably do it in September. If the numbers, CPI reports coming out, they look solid, they're probably going to do another 0.25% reduction in December. That's what I'm anticipating. And let's see. In December, you can see the markets obviously are all in agreement on that as well. Some are calling for some crazy numbers, though, for the reduction. So we'll see how that plays out in regards to that. But tomorrow, the FOMC meeting is dropping, and it will be, let's see here, that's tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So you got to do your own time as far as if you're central, if you're across the pond, it'll probably be late at night for you as well. So Amor, let's see, someone's saying happy birthday to Amor. Oh, happy birthday to me. Hey, everybody say happy birthday to Amor. It's my boy's birthday. Happy birthday, brother. Hope you have a good one. Hope you've had a good one. Happy birthday, bro. If you'd have told me this, I would have had a whole segment for you, bro. We would have all been singing happy birthday. Everybody would have left. I'm just kidding, guys. We're not going to sing happy birthday, but happy birthday to Amor. All right. So this is the article that I wanted to bring up, guys. Let's cover it. Focus on this. This is going to explain why the markets are uneasy. So Bitcoin slides to 66,000 in the wake of Silk Road Bitcoin movement. So before we can get into the article, let's talk about this. So this morning, I don't remember, I posted it in the Discord. It was this morning. We posted it that the government Basically they seized about $2 billion in Bitcoin. This was back in like a few years ago from these people up in New York. I don't know how the hell this couple was able to scam over $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? Well, the government was able to get it back. You guys know these governments don't give back the Bitcoin. They basically keep it for themselves, and they eventually do whatever they're going to do with them, right? We saw German government sell off, right? Now, almost the same situation. We're seeing the U.S. government, right? They transferred in two separate wallets, the $2 billion in Silk Road, right? Billion and a billion. They moved it over to two different wallets. Spooked the freaking market. Spooked the market because usually and it was to, I believe, wallets that were tied to exchanges. Usually that is an indication that they're planning on doing something, most likely selling. You're saying, why the hell are they doing that? Why did they wait till now? It's been a few years. Well, I'm sure for legal purposes also, they couldn't just immediately sell, right? But that case has been over with for like the last year, right? Those people are in jail, all that good stuff. But what's weird, and I saw this, and I don't know if they're going to go into this on this article, but we'll read it, is that, and I didn't catch this, but they supposedly said that Trump, on his speech at the Bitcoin conference, mentioned Silk Road and that he was planning on using those funds to start the Bitcoin reserve. And a week later, the current administration is starting to, from what it looks like, now remember, this is all speculation, but what it looks like is they're starting to set up to where they're going to start selling off this particular Bitcoin that was just spoke about last week. A little suspect, not understanding what the logic is behind this, other than obviously the two parties absolutely hate each other, right? So I'm gonna imagine if that's the case, remember I got my tinfoil hat on, so this is all speculation as of now, but it's just a little odd if you did mention this last week. And now, the government is all of a sudden starting to move around the funds and potentially looking like they're going to sell. So let's see here. So it's going to be extremely volatile this week. So I will not be surprised to see Bitcoin's price get another 10% drop and pump. One of the analysts mentioned. Bitcoin's price dipped to 66,000 early Tuesday, erasing last week's gains. The slide came after the U.S. government moved $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, raising concerns of potential selling pressure. Solana led major losses, dropping 6%, reversing Monday's gains, while Ether, I'm like trying to say it both at once, Ether showed relative strength despite recent outflows from weekly launch spot Ethereum ETFs. Excuse me. Excuse me. So Bitcoin inched towards the $66,000 level early Tuesday to par all gains from last week as sentiment was dented as significant amounts of the asset was moved from the U.S. government linked wallets, instilling fears of looming selling pressure among traders. Bitcoin lost as much as 5% before slightly recovering in the past 24 hours as U.S. Marshal Service shifted $2 billion worth of Bitcoin to two new wallets. Tracking services Arkham estimated that at least one of the wallets was linked likely to a custodial service, meaning an exchange, right? So they're almost guaranteeing this is Arkham. This is the same people that were, they basically are the internet investigators for any wallets, right? For big time wallets, for governments is what they track. And they did this for the German government, and they were right, right? And what they're saying is that at least one of those wallets, which is basically $1 billion at least, has hit one of the big central exchanges, is what they're speculating. So Solana led losses among majors with 6% dump, reversing Monday's gains. Token prices surge as meme coins trading heated up on the network over the weekend, with on-chain trading volume surging over Ethereum, the usual leader. So you can see break-in, Solana surpasses the combined 24-hour DEX volume of Ethereum, Base, and Binance. I told you guys yesterday when we looked at the volume for Solana, it was at $2.4 billion as of late yesterday. I was like, holy shit, it literally outperformed like everything else. And you can see combined, Solana yesterday had a volume of over Ethereum, combined Ethereum, Base, and Binance, which is absolutely insane. Other majors showed similar losses amid the Bitcoin decline. Cardano is one of these YouTubers that I've watched. Cardano lost 5%. Dogecoin and BNB chain, Binance, fell 4%, while XRP lost 3%. Ethereum showed relative strength with a 1% decline, despite the newly launched spot ETF exchange traded funds seeing 97 million in net outflows on Monday, their fourth straight day. So like I told you guys, remember we talked about this for Ethereum's ETF. We were going to most likely, I told you, when it starts off, it's going to be bumpy. It's going to be bumpy. We remember what happened with Bitcoin. It was like times 10. It was freaking a shit show for the first 2 to like 3 weeks, I believe. And that's kind of what we're seeing with Ethereum on top of the market already kind of, not doing the best as of right now. You're seeing, a lot of outflows. Not a lot, but you're seeing a decent outflow for Ethereum right now. But what they're saying is it's still holding pretty strong at only down 1%. This is as of this morning. So analysts warn of losses. So market observers said that the microeconomic decision, as well as the lack of newer catalysts, could serve as market headwinds, pushing down the prices in the near term. The market received a boost last week with anticipation of Trump's speech at Nashville's conference, where he expected to mention Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. On Saturday, Republican candidate Donald Trump, during the speech on the annual Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, promised to fire SEC head Gary Gensler, and create a strategic Bitcoin reserve if elected. He also said that he would be pro-Bitcoin. He would be a pro-Bitcoin president and would not allow any of the 213,000 Bitcoin seized by authorities and held in the U.S. government wallets to be sold. Boom. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? I'm telling you guys, close your ears, because I know this might be a trigger warning, all right, buddy? But this current administration is not pro-crypto. So if you think just because they put a new face on who they have running the current administration, you're being bamboozled. You're being bamboozled. These people do not care about Bitcoin whatsoever. They're looking on how they can get their palms scratched, aka get more money to fund whatever handouts they're looking to put out, right? I don't understand why. It's a little concerning that, this, like I said, and I don't care if you like Trump or not, we're just stating the facts. The guy brought up that he was going to put the whole 213,000 plus Bitcoin that were seized, right, from this, from these funds that the U.S. government has been holding for years. He was going to turn that into the start of the Bitcoin reserve. And on top of that, they're not even mentioning that he also said that he would add daily, where the U.S. government would buy daily Bitcoin for as long as he was elected, right? Hearsay, she say, I know we want to see action, right? It's all said. It's all just words for right now until, it happens, right? But the point of what I'm getting to is it's a little odd. It's a little odd that you have this guy talking about this, and then literally the following week, the government that is in power right now is about to start selling off this Bitcoin. Telling you guys, it's a little odd. I don't care where you're leaning politically. I'm just telling you, we're stating facts here. And I know, just like Flip said, he says a lot of things he hasn't kept. Okay. And right now it's all words because he's not in office, right? But let's what are your eyes telling you? What are we seeing? We've seen this current administration attack the crypto market for 4 years. We know that a lot of big time Democrats like Elizabeth Warren, Gary Gensler, a lot of these people, they are out to get Bitcoin in the crypto market. They've proven by their actions, right? Do you think all of a sudden that these people are going to just flip and they're going to be like, oh yeah, everything's good. Yeah, we want to see Bitcoin thrive. I don't think so. And this right here is just proving another point that I don't think that they're out to make the crypto market safer or better for us whatsoever. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it, right? Now, however, Leo said optimism peaked at the 27th and led to a sell the news phase, adding that there is no new source of optimism in the market now. Liu further cautioned that the interest rate decision from 3 central banks, the Bank of Japan, Federal Reserve, and the Bank of England on Wednesday and Thursday could further increase volatility in the crypto market. So I'm guessing, I don't know anything about this, but they're saying that there's some kind of a rate decision as far as these other big time economies that are going to be possibly thinking about probably reducing their interest rates. Japan, the Federal Reserve, that's us, and then the Bank of England. So, and that's all going to be coming out this week. So, like I said, like we've been covering, this week is going to be bumpy, guys. This week is going to be bumpy no matter what. We're going to see ups and downs. It's going to look like the market is coming right back up. And then next time you blink and we're coming right back down again, right? And it's going to look like we're crashing. And then boom, you blink again and we're on our way right back up. And the reason is because there's a lot of uncertainty right now. You have the feds. We already had the FOMC meeting planned. Now you have this thrown in there as far as the $2 billion that's getting moved around from those seized assets. It's going to cause uncertainty in the market any way you look at it, right? So, all I can say, guys, and without even reading any of those articles, I was telling you guys that I can see it in the market. It just feels like there could be some more pain ahead of us. I mean, I'm just going to say it. I've been saying it. It feels like there's going to be possibly some more pain. So I'm ready to capitalize on it, right? Because I think it's going to be just a short-term move. Let's just say, hypothetically, the government starts selling the $2 billion, right? We saw that with the German government. It's usually a week-long kind of ordeal, and then we move right past it, right? So if they are going to do it, it's not going to be the end of the world whatsoever, but it's just going to add on to further, uncertainty that we already have for this week, So that's why I always tell you guys, just take advantage of it. This is why we cover the articles. I give you guys my opinion, not financial advice, but I give you guys my opinion on what I'm doing and what I think the markets are going to do. Take it with a little grain of salt, and you kind of figure out what you're going to do. My daughter always calls me while I'm streaming. She's probably watching the stream right now, like giggling. Don't call me, girl. Just kidding. I'll call you right back, sweetie. Uh-oh, Flip's fired up, guys. All right, hold on, guys. Flip's fired up. Let's go. Oh, Gina, you know what? Hold on. Let me clear some things up, Gina, because you did say in the Discord. So by law, Kamala, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name. They can't sell that Bitcoin and fund her campaign. That's 100% illegal. 100% illegal. So that's not happening, right? I don't. No one suspects that's what it is because that's 100% illegal, right? And then Flip said, Gina, are you paying attention? She's getting money, honey, and she is. She's going through a honeymoon stage right now, and she has been generating a lot of money. She has. I think, Flip, what was it? $200 million she's generated in the last week. So, Amor said, who's the guy that's anti-Trump? Listen, we respect all political views here, right? We respect all political views, so no worries. No worries. Flip said you're being bamboozled if you trust Trump word either. All right. I told you we was going to get Flip fired up in here. Flip said just wait for $70 next week. $70 what? What's going to 70, bro? All right, y'all take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy out there, guys. We're good. We're good out there. Oh, $70,000 Bitcoin. Oh, okay. Hey, bro, it could. I mean, we were at 70,000 yesterday, right? We were at literally 70K yesterday. So I would be a damn fool if I would say, no, we're not going to 70,000 next week. We could be at 70,000 tomorrow, tonight. But like I said, with everything that we just covered, what we know is coming up tomorrow. We have the job reports as well on Friday. I didn't even know they threw out Japan, and England are also doing their federal, meetings this week as well, as far as if they're going to be reducing interest rates. All that stuff plays a part, even though, Japan's economy might not directly affect the crypto market, in America. It all kind of plays a part, right? It all plays a part. So exactly, Flip. There you go. He said he loves everybody and we're all family. We are, bro. We are. That's what, dude, I'm telling you, Flip, I almost went down that road like back in 2020 or somewhere like before, where I've never been political and I started to get like real political. They do this on purpose to us, where they want us to get so passionate about it, right? And I noticed I was like not talking to certain people. I was deleting people off my socials that were had different views, and then it's like this time around I was like, bro, I'm not getting. Yes, I'm gonna vote, but I'm keeping all my political stuff to myself, and I'm not gonna sit there and judge anyone, or try not to, if they they think differently than I do. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're all humans, right? Most of us are from America. Some of us are over in Europe, so they're probably like, you damn Yanks are crazy, and we are crazy. But when you always see those videos of those European people, they just walk up to somebody right in the middle of Congress, and they're like, whoosh, they'll slap the hell out of somebody, right? Like, so you guys get into it too. So it's just political season, right? Political season. Flip said, my best friend I love is a trumpet. There we go. So you got him close to you. So, but you guys got to respect everybody's political views. And you know what? At the end of the day, we're here to talk about crypto and get money, right? That's what we're talking about. So, but we're in the middle of a political season. So unfortunately, we're going to have to keep getting into this political crap all the way up until about, I would say, November, maybe December, right? So let's see here. So Senator Loomis suggests Bitcoin's reserve as a solution to tackle U.S. national debt. This is big, guys. So the U.S. Senator Cynthia Loomis reiterated her proposal for Bitcoin reserve as an asset in reducing the U.S. national debt. It came after the Treasury Department revealed on Monday that the U.S. gross national debt surpassed $35 trillion for the first time. This dramatic increase starkly contrasts a debt level of $970 billion 4 decades ago. A strategic Bitcoin reserve could stop this runaway train and help pay down the national debt for our future generations. Today, the national debt has passed a staggering $35 trillion. A strategic Bitcoin reserve could stop this runaway train and help pay down national debts for our future generations. And I think that's big, right? Right now, it doesn't have a D behind her name, doesn't have an R behind her name. I don't know what she is, and I like the lady, right? I like the lady because you know what? That is true, and that would be awesome if they start thinking like that, where Bitcoin can start helping us, and not just us, but the world as far as financially. We're not looking for Bitcoin to take out the US dollar. We're not looking for Bitcoin to take out the yen or the pounds or the euro or anything, the peso, whatever you may trade or whatever these governments are, scared of. It's not looking to do that, but it could. Someone was saying this the other day. I think it was Trump. Sorry to bring that back up, but saying that it could boost the strength of the dollar, actually having somewhat of a percent of Bitcoin backing the dollar, right? Up until the 70s, the dollar was backed by gold, right? And then we got taken off the gold standard, which, from there on, that's where, inflation started running rampant. 10 years later, inflation was the highest it's ever been in America. This was back in the late 70s, early 80s. Look it up. Inflation was at 20% at a time, right? And that's, that was a big deal. So, I'm not saying go back to the gold standard, but using Bitcoin to back the dollar at a certain percent would obviously be big for Bitcoin, right? Because the government would be basically obtaining Bitcoin, if it's daily, weekly, yearly, whatever the case is. So it'd keep Bitcoin it would keep Bitcoin very stable, right? And towards an upward movement consistently. 1, 2, could also bring a lot of strength to the dollar. So, and that could be a way for the United States for them to really get a foothold and really, I don't want to say control Bitcoin, but really be able to, really just be able to, I'm trying to think of a different word, but, just be able to, I don't know. You guys understand what I'm saying. I don't want to say control because we don't want to have any government. That's the point of Bitcoin and crypto, is you don't want to have any government actually control it, right? This is worldwide. It's how it's coded, is that no one government is going to control Bitcoin, right? Unless they hold a big amount of the circulating supply, which not going to happen, right? Not going to happen whatsoever. So Loomis publicly announced this bill details at the Bitcoin 2024 conference over the weekend. It suggests acquiring 1 billion Bitcoin over 5 years for a government reserve. The digital asset hoard, she believes, could significantly reduce the national debt. The Bitcoin will be held for at least 2 decades. Also, the Fed and Treasury would be required to reallocate existing funds to fund the acquisition. According to Loomis, such a reserve would firmly secure the dollar's position as a world reserve currency. Families across Wyoming and the U.S. are struggling to keep up with soaring inflation rates and record-breaking costs, while our national debt reaches unprecedented levels. Now more than ever, we need to create a brighter future for generations of Americans by diversifying into Bitcoin and securing our economic future. And on the flip side, imagine if you guys know the BRICS, right? This is another form of basically, it's like another, not a form of currency, but it's a collection of countries that are using, I forgot what they're using. Is it the Russian or the yen? It's one of those they're using, but it's Russia, China, Venezuela, Brazil, India, I think is in there now. You have a lot of these bigger countries that are in the BRICS now, and what they're basically, the point of that is for them to get off the US dollar and use whatever currency that they're using. As far as that, is probably one of those major countries. But a lot of people, a lot of countries have, and lately in the last 10 years, have been trying to move away from the US dollar, because when you're dependent on the US dollar, the US government can control you, right? They can basically control you. What I'm getting to is the flip side. What if the BRICS catches on and they started accumulating Bitcoin, backing their currencies with Bitcoin? That would be a big power struggle between the United States and the BRICS. But in the long run, that would help Bitcoin no matter what continue to move up, because like this right here, if this was to go into effect, suggests acquiring 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years, right? They can't mine 1 million Bitcoin, right? It's not possible. So how would they acquire that? They'd have to buy it. They'd have to buy it from the exchanges. They'd have to do OTC sales. This and with this being said, would help Bitcoin continue to rise. That could be something where Bitcoin could easily, break $100,000-$200,000, per Bitcoin. So this right here is a big thing. Obviously, it's not speculation, but something that they're proposing as of now. But if this was to go down, this could be a big thing. And I'm thinking, because she was speaking at the conference, that she's most likely Republican, I would imagine, right? And then they just kind of go back into what we already were talking about. Trump commits to retaining seized Bitcoin assets, and we already talked about that. So, and that's why I was just saying, I didn't realize that he said that in the speech. And I think it's very odd that right after, literally, what was that? The speech was on Sunday? Was that Sunday? Not even 3 days later, guys, the government starts moving the assets over to exchanges. Telling you, it's a little odd. It's a little freaking odd. It really is. Hold said crypto FUD for press. Oh, yeah, that's right. Gina said he wants to keep his ears. Yeah, no, I'm not running for anything. I already told you guys. They would probably pop me quick. Be walking around with no ears. Amora said, when Gary Gensler finally gets fired, I vote Crip into that seat. Bro, that's got to be a difficult, I don't know, it's got to be pretty difficult, but you know, already know if I was to get into Gary Gensler's position, NFK to the moon, bro. NFK to the moon. 100%. Everybody would be trading NFK. Everybody. Art said, let me see here. Art said, you think the government will pay capital gains tax? Psh, yeah, right, bro. Are you kidding me? That's only for you and me, Art. That's not for them. That's not for them whatsoever. They'll go ahead and sell $2 billion and won't be freaking taxed not $1. Not $1. That's for you and me, bro. They got to come after us. You know, if you made $100 and you didn't tell them, they're going to be coming after you. You know, so. But yeah, no, the $2 billion, that's the government. Hell no. That's where they're getting their money. They're not going to be going after their boss. Come on now, bro. I know I'm joking, but I'm being serious. All jokes aside, I'm being serious, right? So, yep. So let's just do a recap, guys. So, Art said that's effed up, right? It is. It is. It's messed up. I mean, I don't mind paying taxes, right? I honestly don't mind paying taxes, right? If you call the cops, you want them to show up. You want to drive on solid roads, even though I'm sure that's a whole other argument we can get on. As far as, you know, a lot of the roads are messed up. The point of what I'm getting to in the firemen, firewomen, paramedics, you know, hospitals, even though, you know, you have to have insurance and all that good stuff. The point of what I'm getting to is a functioning society, you have to pay taxes, right? But come on. Some of this crap is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It gets to a point where it is messed up. So real quick, guys, before we go, just remember, tomorrow Jerome Powell is going to be speaking at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be having our stream right after that around 6 o'clock. Obviously, we will be we'll talk about what was said, you know, what my take was on the whole you know, the talk, because at the end of the day, we're going to see a Fed ease. We're not going to see any kind of a reduction unless he comes out of right field and does that, which would be crazy good, right? But the market pretty much has priced in. We're going to see basically a pause again, right? But the wordage, we're going to focus on the wordage and how is he coming out? How is he, you know, talking about, you know, the future as far as Fed reductions, interest rates and all that good stuff, right? That's what we're going to be focused on, is the wordage. Friday, we have the job reports. I think it's going to be a big nothing burger, but we're going to still need to monitor that. That's going to be coming out at 8:30 in the morning. We might have a morning stream on Friday. We'll probably will. So we'll cover that on a morning stream on Friday. But the point I'm getting to and everything that we covered today, there's going to be a little bit more volatility, most likely, right? We're going to see ups and downs. If we do see a major drop, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. I think it's going to be short term. As my opinion, we'll have to see how this goes. We didn't get confirmation that the government has sold any of that Bitcoin yet. So we could see, if they do plan on selling, we could start seeing some movement, more movement to the downside, right? So, you know, like I said, not being bearish whatsoever. You guys know long term I'm very bullish, but I want to make sure you guys are up to speed on this so you can make educated decisions on your positions, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is getting in at that perfect position, right? That's what it's all about. So if you're planning on buying something now and you get this information, maybe you're like, well, you know what? I'm going to wait. And maybe tomorrow we see a 20% correction and boom, you're able to get in on a great position, right? That's what I'm looking out for you guys on. So Gina said, before you go, can you check stacks and tell me how it's going to do for the bull run? I think we already pulled up stacks. We pulled it up yesterday, but I'll pull it up real quick. Definitely would help if I spell it out correctly, right? Yep. So stacks, you know, it did break out of this trend, of this downward trend, but I don't see it, you know, flying up. It's hitting its head at the 0.5, if I'm not mistaken. What is that? Yep, the 0.5 right there. So stacks, you know, this runs with Bitcoin, right? BRC20 token. It's going to run with Bitcoin. It's got about a $2 billion, a little bit over $2 billion market cap. So, you know, I tell you guys, if you're looking at this, look at Ordinals as well. Very similar. Could be, you know, Ordinals has a smaller market cap. Could be possibly a better play as far as gains. But Stacks is doing good. You can see it's been hitting its head at the 0.5, which is around that $1.96. So stay patient. This 618 or below might be a good spot to start dollar cost averaging in on Stacks. But it's going to run with Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's having a bad day, it's going to be down. Obviously, when Bitcoin, you know, is rallying and we're at all-time highs again, you're going to see Stacks running right there with it parallel. Same with Ordinals as well. So, but Manny, what's going on, brother? But other than that, guys, that is it. I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys have a wonderful night tonight. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell if you haven't already, even if you're subscribed, because I'm pretty sure YouTube is shadow banning us. They don't want us to talk about us getting rich with crypto. So other than that, guys, I thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow after the FOMC meeting. Remember, FOMC meeting tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys? Thank you. Have a wonderful night. I'll see each and every one of you guys tomorrow, all right?